Hi there guys, Sam here. You join me once again in the Golf R for another video, just to talk about buying a used Golf R and my kind of top 6 points of advice around that. So I'll get straight into the video really. So yeah, once again in my Golf R, really dirty Golf R actually. Considering how bad it is, the weather is around here at this sort of time of year, and the roads have just been awful. The limestone grey paint on my car actually does hide the dirt quite well. So even though it's probably filthy as I've ever kind of had it since I've owned it, it does a great job at that. And to be honest, really have been enjoying driving it in sort of the wet roads as well. I think the four-wheel drive kind of comes into play, using the new tyres as well that I've got on the car, the Michelin PS4s. Just to give you a little bit of a breakdown on my Golf R, you know, it's done just under 26,000 miles. I've had it for about 24,500 miles. I got it 3 months old from a dealer. There's plenty of videos on my channel around the Golf R, so if you are interested in getting one, I would strongly advise you check that out. Subscribe as well to get more information around it. You know, it's very much a community channel. You're certainly going to find out what you need to know if you're looking to get a Golf R. So yeah, I'll get straight into the points really. So the first point that I'd like to make on sort of buying a used Golf R in sort of today's market, I mean, we're sort of mid-December 2019, but I think it's kind of a sweet spot to buy a used Golf R, particularly maybe at this time of year where prices are potentially quite low. So my number one point is tyres. So check around the tyres of your car that you're kind of looking for. Make sure they're premium, make sure they've got plenty of tread on them, and also make sure they're not mismatched across the axles. You know, for example, my car, I changed all 4 tyres on mine. They're all the same brand, they're all the same exact tread pattern. You know, it's all identical, and it's really important, particularly on a performance car, that you should have that. And it's something that is really easy to miss on a used car. A lot of dealers will go to you and sort of say, oh, it's got really good tread on the tyres, but frankly, if all the wheels are different on each axle, and it's not a very high performance tyre, it's a budget tyre, you know, you're just wasting your money, and it's going to really affect the way the car drives. So that's really my number one point to look out for, and something which is just so easy to miss. And certainly something, if you do see a car like that, make sure you budget for replacing the tyres, personally, in my opinion, which actually isn't too bad on a Golf R. So my second point is the number of owners. Now, unfortunately, Golf Rs can have reputations of obviously being driven quite hard. You know, it's a car that you should definitely enjoy. Maybe some owners could potentially take that too far. And certainly if you're looking for a used car with, say, 4, 5 or 6 owners, I would probably look elsewhere personally. It's likely that car's probably been on some sort of like early lease deal, and it's just been moved around and passed around, and there's just too much variety of an owner not necessarily taking the care of the car that you would like. Personally, I would, not that I'm in any way interested in selling my car, I'd look for certainly a used car like mine. You know, it's a one owner car. If people have a car for a short amount of time, they just tend to want to get the maximum out of it and not really care about anything else. So that's one thing I'd look for. You know, there's nothing wrong with a car sort of having 2 or 3 owners, but if it starts getting into a really high level, you're just adding to the risk that the car may have not been treated as well as it should have been. So that's my second point when buying a used Golf R. My third point, pretty straightforward this one, full service history. Make sure it's been serviced by Volkswagen, certainly in its warranty period, or by sort of like a VW specialist, really looked after on that side. I know, particularly for Golf Rs, which is mine's coming up to next year for a 3rd year service, the Haldex system needs to get sort of sorted. That can cost a bit of money. Important that kind of stuff gets done. So that's my third point. My fourth point to look out for is actually modifications. Now, a lot of people, well, I say a lot of people, it can be quite easy to modify a Golf R, you know, ECU tunes, new exhaust, and all these kind of things ultimately can put a lot more stress on the car and the engine and the wear rate of everything ultimately. And also, you don't always quite know the quality of the parts that you're kind of getting. It can be a bit risky. I would certainly try to find a car that's completely clean and completely standard. Obviously quite hard to find because you never know if an owner has modified it and then put it back to standard, but it's something you've really got to watch out for. You know, have a look under the bonnet, have a look around the car, have a look for signs that maybe things have been changed and replaced in and out. I'd look for a standard car, and if you want to modify it yourself, absolutely fine, but probably start off with a car that's standard, in my opinion. So that's my fourth point. My fifth point, and kind of two sides to this as well actually. First one is I would probably try and look for a car which is still under warranty if you're getting it used. That would mean kind of finding a 2-year-old car. That's generally quite a good time to buy a car. Buy it to, sell it for is kind of what they say. Or potentially get an extended warranty from if you're buying the car from a dealer. Because if you're going to buy a used car, generally, if something's going to go really horribly wrong and cost you, it's probably going to happen in the first 6 to 12 months of the car. So to have a warranty for at least another year just gives you that peace of mind, even if you have to kind of pay for it or pay a little bit more because you're getting a slightly newer car than you'd like. In the long run, it'll probably be worthwhile. You know, I'm quite grateful this car's still under warranty. I've had absolutely no warranty calls on it at all, and it's absolutely fine, but it's quite a nice peace of mind, to be honest. And that's really my fifth point when buying a used Golf R. My next actual final point is not something that should be really a deal breaker actually, but it's more on like the facelift 7.5 Golf Rs, which came into production in sort of 2017. You got extra lights, you got a little bit more actual added power, a completely new dash. You know, it was all very, very nice. The problem with that, they did actually then, when more regulations came out, reduce the power of the 7.5 back to basically what it was in the 7. Not that it was a great increase, it's just 10 brake horsepower. But if you're looking for a 7.5, I'd probably, obviously, look for the car with, say, 306 brake horsepower than the one with 296 brake horsepower. The problem as well with sort of the new regulations is that brand new cars, certainly 19 plate cars in the UK, late 18 plate cars, they're fitted with like an OPF filter, and not that the Golf R is the most, you know, has an engine that's absolutely screaming, but it certainly sounds better before that was put in place, and actually saves a little bit of weight as well. So be quite savvy if you're getting a 7.5 to try and find that right one. And you've really got to know your stuff, and you've really got to kind of do your research on a Golf R to find that right car. So yeah, those are kind of my top 5 points with a little added one on the end on the Golf R. I think if you kind of follow those kind of rules, you're going to get yourself a great car, because it's such a good buy. You know, between sort of 15 and 20,000 pounds for a used Golf R, which could be an absolute bargain. You know, I think it's a no-brainer, particularly in December. You know, you don't want to be driving a rear-wheel drive sports car anyway, to be honest. And this is definitely an all-year, all-round, all-fun car, and I couldn't recommend it any further, really. Do give this a video a like if you've enjoyed it, and do comment in the comment section below just to let me know your thoughts, or if there's any other tips as well that you've had that you might know of if you own a Golf R that could help someone else out. And do subscribe for more content on my Golf R, and I really do appreciate the support this year and over the years as well that I've kind of been doing YouTube. But thanks very much for watching, and if you'd like to watch my latest video, click up there. If you'd like to watch a video I think you'd be interested in, click down there. And if you'd like to subscribe, please click on the link just in front of my face. But thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers, guys.